Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Time Light. I am joined by the one and only Mr. Boopy. And Boopy, we have a premier match on the cards for you. What do we got?
We have Knull versus Warlocks, a huge matchup in the Premier tier, tippity top of RSC. And I'm joined by a new caster, Time to Light, new in RSC, first cast for us, and we'll just have to see how it goes.
Hopefully it goes well. A trial by fire, one might say, but I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. I am so excited to pop into the Premier division of play. Now, I'm taking a look at these teams, and I've been told we want to get things started relatively soon, so I won't harp on things too much, but these teams are neck and neck. We see Warlocks, they're 8th. Right behind them, Knull at 9th. This is going to decide so much because it's only one game per week, so every week just flips up the standings.
Absolutely, and it only being because it's only one game a week in this Premier tier. A sweep from Knull here would put them third place. Same for Warlocks. So a really important matchup here. The result really decides, how the teams are going to shuffle around in the standings, and yeah, it's going to be a big one. I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, it seems like the teams are as well. Let's let them know to get ready. But before we do that, I do want to just remind everybody of how we play things out. It is a 4-game series, no matter how things go. So we will play 4 matches. It could go 2-2, could go 4-0. That's the beauty of it, and that's the main reason as you were talking about, it could be that 4-0 sweep and them moving up into the podium places. But enough of that. The teams look ready to go as the Warlocks join their side. Knull are biding their time, I suppose, and maybe playing some mind games as they have yet to join. But there they go. We're ready to go. It is a 4-game series. Game 1 kicks underway with 5 minutes left on that clock.
They do, absolutely. We have some titles in the lobby as well. This Dark Magic side kind of flexing the titles in the lobby, but we're going to get going already, and a booming clear to the left side. Lado getting a touch down here to Kizzy. A little bit of a 50 against the wall, and Aper going to take his time on this one. Hitting it to the backboard, it's going to get intercepted, and Alexi can't quite find the touch. Kizzy hitting this one mid, and all these attacks looking so dangerous, and the ball rattling off the line, off the post, and that was a very close one to start us off.
How does Zeph save that? Somehow pulls off the clearance, even while getting bumped. The shot in from Leo almost nails it in, but it will not surpass this defense. Shot from Zeph, that goes just wide. It is a trade of attacks, a game of complicated ping pong, if you will. And this is a banger, and it's only been a minute.
It's only been a minute, absolutely, and both teams starting off very aggressive. Definitely not what I was expected. But yeah, starting off strong, throwing a lot of attacks and shots on net, and very dangerous attacks. That one's gonna trickle across the line as no one there to finish the yeah.
Don't mind Boopy's potty mouth. Now, we are going to see a minute and a half gone, and we're staying 0-0 as nobody has yet to have that ball cross the plane. Now, we are going to see a nice clear, and Alexi keeping the ball forward. George is too far up, though, as they cannot convert off that. Nice pass up to Ifa, looking for a shot, but they cannot get it on. It is saved by Zep, who continues to keep things at 0 apiece. And it seems like neither of these teams can surpass the opposing one's defense. And that's a real tribute to how defensive these teams are and how conservative they've been playing.
Absolutely, nothing really finding the back of the net at the moment of 50 coming out. Alexi gonna get the shot, gonna get the goal. The first one on the board for Warlocks.
Going off the woodwork, that hits the post and goes straight in. Nice shot from Alexi. The RLCS Season 3 contender, by the way, as that's obviously, you gotta put that in your title. But 2 minutes gone, and an amazing opening for the Warlocks. That's exactly what they need. But I have to say, they need more, as these shots have just been raining through. Nice little flip reset, but it is saved away. Alexi, well done to keep that one out of contention. And continuing to keep up a dominant defensive side is the Warlocks half, but they're continuing to get pressured just the same. And they say pressure creates diamonds. It needs to be a gem of a shot to go in, and they look for it, but it's denied yet again. George keeps it out, and it's still the 1-goal lead.
It's still the 1-goal lead indeed. They keep attacking from these corners and just can't kind of get it round the post and in. As Iper gonna take a shot, it's gonna get cleared away. Kizzy hitting that one off the corner, rattling off the crossbar, and it's not gonna find its way in. And now Warlocks have the chance to counter. They beat out Kizzy, get the mid, but no one there again to follow up, and it's looking very dangerous at the moment. You mentioned a lot of attacks and not many goals so far, but there's definitely going to be some more as both teams coming out really, really fighting.
Neither of these teams can continue with this defensive stand. I refuse to believe that anybody can hold off an attack like this Warlocks side for more than we've already seen. Nice pass down, but it goes just too low for George to convert off of. It stays 1-0, and I have to say, I don't know how this Knull side is keeping it at 1, and I say that, and it's now 2. Caster's Curse comes through, as does an amazingly placed shot from George. A doubled up lead for the Warlocks, and that's exactly what they need in order to take some control.
Exactly what they need. That 50 really, really kind of falling in their hands there, 50ing it left somehow with everything that Symbiotes could really do there, trying to get it right into the midfield, into a teammate. It still goes left, up the wall, and they get it round. A nice dribble from Iper, but will go no further. And Lado getting a clear. And Zeth following up with another clear. Alexi trying to get a drop down into a teammate, hitting it off the corner. Alexi dropping this down mid, and it's not going to find its way to a teammate. So a lot of offense, kind of a lot of players throwing themselves at the ball at the moment, but nothing really finding its way.
Yeah, and that's for either side. In the last minute, nobody's really hit anything that's worth mentioning on goal, and that's really something that we have to worry about for Knull, who are down to nothing. That shot on, but it's 50 meters away, not much you can convert off of. Nice demo in the middle. They're going to look for a shot off of it, but Kizzy goes just too far low. The shot will come in, though, as Ipa converts off the pass. It's down to a 1-goal game, and with 45 seconds left on that clock, this is more than possible for this Knull comeback.
Yeah, and the comeback is really what they're looking for. Both of these teams sitting quite low in the standings, and it's going to be interesting to see which team kind of rates in these goals, rates in these games, because you want to be moving yourself up the standings at this point. You don't want to be sitting at 8th and 9th. And Kizzy with a 50 looking quite dangerous, but just wide, and Lado going for a 50, but Alexi will get the clear. Taking a little bit of time with this, picking up 2 defenders, trying to find it round the third, but it's going to get cleared away by Kizzy, and everything at the moment just seems to be too close, but it always gets cleared away.
Yeah, Kizzy just had a double musty to keep things away. Nice musty from Alexi, but it is kept out. Kizzy does keep it at a 1-goal game, and that would have ended things. The play in, it will be George trying to hit it to the ground. Now just 0 seconds, and the Warlocks will take game 1. And we were talking about that sweep we referred to. Now, if these teams go 2-2, they're back right where they started at those 8th and 9th positions. You need a convincing showing in this 4-match series in order to move yourself up the tables and, well, keep yourself out of those bottom sets of teams.
Absolutely. They don't find themselves in a great position right now. Wonderful showing from Warlocks to take that first game. Pretty equal on the field domination and kind of shots and stuff like that, but yeah, I guess the defense from Warlocks is just too good. Knull just could only really get past it once, and they're going to be needing to do more than that in this next game. I guess they're coming in maybe a little bit cold, maybe didn't really know what to expect from this Warlock side, but they'll definitely be having to step up in this next game.
Yeah, Warlocks with 6 saves on almost as many shots. If my math is correct, it was 9 shots put through, and unfortunately, none of them came through, at least none that mattered. The solo goal doesn't really get you very far. It's nice for the score sheets and, well, nice for stats on paper, but after that, you still lose. And that's one thing that's unfortunate is that one goal is not going to get you very far in a league setting like this. But let's hope they can get a little bit more than that. Heading into our following game, it's game 2 on the cards in 5 minutes back on that clock as Alexi looking for an early start. Kizzy almost getting bumped, but it's saved by his own teammate. Alexi has to be punching himself.
Yeah, looking dangerous there as well. Right off the bat, another shot coming in from Warlocks, but just again cleared away. And Hyper, very low on boost, not anymore. He's going to get a clear round one of them. Kizzy dropping it down, but he's going to get wiped out there. And the ball being left for this Warlock side. George going for a dunk, hitting it mid, but Kizzy there again. Hyper a little bit too far up to deal with that pass, but nice booming clear again. Hyper can't find it, but Kizzy can. He's going to score the first one at only 40 seconds in.
That is a strong opening, to say the least. Kizzy, with 4 minutes and 21 seconds on that clock, puts one in, and that is the strong start that this Knull side was looking for. If they can continue with this, they will tie up the series. Now, they need to continue with this throughout this series. That's the issue they will run into, is consistency is key in these series where games matter instead of just winning the match entirely. And their issue is, well, they're facing up against a very strong defensive team as well as a strong offensive one. So at any point, this could go against them. Kizzy's going to look for a shot there. They are just wide. Ipa could get a shot themselves. It goes in. It will go through. A doubled up lead for this Knull side. And they take a commanding one at that, as unfortunately for George, they miss just wide, and Zeph respawns just 1 second too late to deal with that.
Too late indeed, and Knull's looking very good at the moment. 2 goals up already, only a minute in, and not what we expected from the last game, only scoring 1 in the whole 5-minute time, but 2 up already. A very good start for them, but quite an unfortunate one for Warlocks. A lot of these goals is kind of one of the Symbiotes players going up, misreading, not quite getting the touch, and a player from the Warlock side just getting faked out, and it results in a goal. So quite unlucky for the Warlock side, but very good performance from Knull so far.
We need to see more of this from Knull. Nice flip reset. Ipa looking for the shot. They'll get the dunk as well. Oh my goodness. Ipa off the ground, off the flip reset, and with the dunk, puts a 3rd goal in. Are you kidding me?
Do we have a contender for goal of the week there? Because that was insane. Just taking it over, over 2 players, getting the flip reset over the last guy as well. Taking it in, and it looks like they're almost going to get a 4th here. Just wide. Ipa, 15 this mid. Another 50 mid from Lado. Can he drop this down for a teammate? He can't. Kizzy trying to battle this one past into the line, but can't quite find it. And very, very nearly the 4th goal for them there as well.
Oh my goodness, Lado may have the 4th goal here, but no, it goes just wide. Saved by the post, the 4th man making an appearance. And that, you have to feel bad. Goal scores looking strong on this Knull side, and we're not even halfway into this game. That shot will be saved. Nice job from Lado to keep that away. And another 50 in the middle. That one will go in, though, as George will put it home. They're starting to come back on this Warlock side, and I feel like it's possible, but they need to get some strong comebacks, and they need to have strong 50s. A lot of strong things need to happen from them, and I have a lot of things on my note sheet, but for starters, I feel like some goals are on the cards.
Definitely. I think it's definitely looking dangerous from Warlocks. That goal there were 2 people up as well in their half, so it was kind of risky from them. If they didn't get the goal, they would have potentially been scored on. So, they need a little bit of a stronger offense, and they need to start pulling some more out the bag, and that 50 is a great way to start. Almost going on target. George throwing it on target, but Apa doing everything he can to kind of scuffle that away past the line.
And they get it past 50 as well, or past mid, sorry. We will have Alexi go up, but they miss just wide. They're down to very little boost, and they're going to be relegated to this upper half of the field. Kizzy's going to go up, but they will miss. They'll try to reposition down. They get a little bit of a dunk, but not one that is good enough. Ipa going to look for a shot. They go up. They will try and go down, but they will not get there in time. Another 51 on this defensive side of the Warlocks, and they keep it at a 3-1 game, but they need to change it, and they need to do so for the better.
They do. A demo coming out from Lado, and even the defense a little weak, and Ipa always looks dangerous when he's got the ball in the air, but nothing found this time. A little bit of a mistouch, but it goes to Kizzy, touchdown, but he's going to find Zeph, a 50 out from Zeph and Alexi dropping this down, but straight into the other team. Iper can't find the touch. George going to tap this one away to the wall. Zeph with a shot, but that'll get dealt with quite easily. Alexi again there, ready to throw that one on the backboard, but again,
No way.
dealt with quite easily, and a long shot coming in, but George just gets back in time. And speaking of time, this game has definitely got me on the edge of my seat time.
Yeah, you see, I go by time to late, but I feel like for this Warlock side, it is time to score, and they need to do so more than once. Oh my goodness, faked out of your mind. Lido just goes under with the flick as well. Oh my, Ipa with the shot. It will go just high, but Kizzy will complete the play. All three players involved and in skillful fashion. It's a 4-1 game. What has happened to Knull? Did they completely sub out their squad? Is this a whole new team? What has happened?
Well, time, I have absolutely no idea, but they're looking, tiers above what they were in that first game. 4 goals on the board already. Iper trying to find the 5th, but can't find it round 1. Is he going to take his time here, finding it round 1, but Zeph there instantly to challenge. It gets 50'd away, Lado. Pushing this one up the right side. Alexi gets to touch the mid, and a team pinch off the corner. This potentially could be bad, but Kizzy is there to deal with it. Alexi again hitting this one mid, and all 3 players from the Warlock side have gone up, but just low boost. Everyone on Knull is up, and they're not going to be able to capitalize, or are they?
Now, unfortunately for them, it does not seem to be. Actually, that shot will go through, but it will miss. 0 seconds on the clock. It is now mathematically impossible, unfortunately, for the Warlocks for them to come back in this one. It will be a tied-up scoreline, but in what score fashion? Unfortunately, for the Warlocks, it's a 4-1 finish, as Knull do a complete 180. The TikTok trend has made its way to Rocket League, and wow, look at the change.
I mean, yeah, you say it, and they really did perform that game. It looked like a completely different team, just pulling so many kind of different attacks out the bag. And we have to talk about that Iper goal as well, just finding it over 2, getting the flip reset as well. And, we are in the Premier tier. We are in the top tier of RSC. You are going to be seeing these kind of insane mechanical plays coming out the bag, and Iper, delivering for the stream, for the content. And what a goal he did score to kind of set Knull off in their kind of game 2 victory.
I'm looking at the stats. I just took a look over at them. Lado had 5 demos in that game. That's as much as everybody else combined through both teams. That they were playing some physical Rocket League. That was a little fun to watch. It reminds me a little bit of the NA Grand Finals between FaZe and NRG. That was a blast. And mostly a Twitter feud was a blast. Love Twitter during Grand Finals. But I gotta say, as we head into our 3rd game, it's now a tied-up series. Both of these teams could finish it in a 3-1 fashion, but at the same time, we could see a replication of the previous 2, a trade of matches between them. And as we head into our 3rd game of the 4 on the schedule, it's 5 minutes back on that clock as the 2 meet in the middle, but nobody really coming out on top. As I said that, though, Ipa looks for something, but it's denied by Zeph, who starts up an early counterattack. And with a centering ball, George just barely misses. Oh my goodness, that could have been an opener.
That definitely could be, and it definitely should have been. I mean, the defense looking really weak there. All he needed to do was kind of tap that one in, and it would have been a goal. And a little bit of a freebie given away right from the bat, but it's not going to be capitalized on. And the question is kind of, are this Warlock side kind of thrown by the last game? How's their mentality? Are they kind of shaken by it and not reset? Because that definitely could have been the first goal for them.
I don't know, they may be a little stirred if I had to say so myself, but oh my goodness, what? I'm getting shades of Ipa on that one. What a dunk from Alexi. They hit it down and convert off the Lado touch. What just happened?
Well, time to light. Now we have our answer as to why they didn't score that first goal. It looked a little bit too easy for them. They wanted the style points. They went for it, and what an insane dunk to score the first goal, and that's exactly what they needed after that last game. It's very important for them to score the first goal with the momentum that Knull had in their last game, and they're going for the second one, but it's going to get cleared away. Alexi, not much boost to work with. Kizzy We get the ball for 3 here, trying to take it around Zeph, but he's going to be reading that one, hitting it into the midfield, and Lejo dropping this one down. Alexi with a little bit of a booming clear, and that's just going to give the ball away straight to Kezi, but Zeph there again, and this is something that Warlocks are really good at. They kind of bang the ball away, but they're always reading the defense, where they're going to get the clear, where it's going to go, and they're always sitting there ready for the ball just to knock it straight back into their half and start attacking once again.
They were looking for a shot there. It does go just wide. Zeph's going to look for a shot of their own, but Ipa, well positioned. They send it to Leto. Leto over to Alexi, which is not what they wanted, but it's back over to Leto with a shot. It goes just wide. They're going to try and convert off of it, but George with a shot. Nobody's back. It's going to be a second goal for Warlocks. And I was talking about counterattacks. There's one right there. One touch is all that's required. And it's a 2-0 game.
Oh dear, Kizzy. That's a little bit too far up the pitch for the third man role, and it's going to give a free goal away. It's definitely not what they wanted, going 2 down. They do have 3 minutes left on the clock for the counter-attack, but Warlocks really coming out fighting, looking strong. A lot of these attacks going in straight away, and you spoke a little bit in the last game about, you know, demo plays, physicality, stuff like that. The first game in this series, it was really close, really defensive match. And Time, do you think that's something that, you know, they need to start doing, getting these physical plays, breaking up the defense, making it a little bit easier for them to score these goals?
Well, the rotations have been next to perfect. Other than that, that could have been bad, and it is bad. Oh my goodness, Kizzy comes from nowhere and just nets that one. What a shot! And I gotta say, a little bit of an unfortunate play, but a goal nonetheless. Knull bring it within 1. But you were talking about demolitions, and well, Warlocks, before I said that, had made very little mistakes, and I feel like a demo would force them into a disadvantageous position and force you into possibly an open net. We'll have to see how that goes for them, but trades of 50s in the midfield is not going to help this Knull side get some goals.
Not at all. All that Warlocks really need to do now is just kind of wind down the clock and wait for the game to be over. They have the lead. And that's really all they need, but they're still putting the pressure on. Another bump coming out from Zeph there, just taking Ipa out the goal and not going to be capitalized. Ipa sweeping that one away, an amazing touch from Ledo into the midfield, and Kizzy can't get the shot in time. And this is something I'm noticing. They're kind of, it's not going to matter now as Ledo comes in and just pile drives that one home, and it's going to be the second goal for Knull.
Oh my goodness, that is another goal, seemingly with the attacker from Knull coming out of nowhere. It was Kizzy the first time, Ledo the second one around, and we're tied up at 2. Deuce between the squads. Zeph is going to look for a shot themselves. They get it over. No, they don't. Ipa well positioned, but they're now out of boost. George gonna get the shot on, but Ledo repositions, uses the back of their car, and just sends it straight in. It is going to be sent away, though, as Kizzy tries to keep up the pressure away. They go up and they get the touch out, but it's turned right back. Another game of 50s in the midfield. Last time around, as I said it wasn't going to, it did go the way of Knull. So I feel like the Warlocks have to prevent this sort of ping-pong defense in the midfield. If they don't, it's going to cost them.
Absolutely, and the whole game kind of feels like ping pong at the moment, with the ball just kind of zooming around from side to side, half to half, and these booming clears, both teams are really doing at the moment, just kind of booming the ball and waiting for the other team to get the clear and just trying to read where it's going to go, knock it back into the other half and keep pressuring. Alexi going for a 50, low on boost, and George trying to hit this mid. He's going to get a little bit of a mistouch. Kizzy going to go for an air dribble, kind of flip reset, bit of a mechanical misplay there, but it's going to work. Unfortunately, no one in the midfield to deal with that one, and very back and forth at the moment.
Yeah, we're seeing these teams go back and forth. As you mentioned, Alexi, nice 50 forward. That'll keep the ball back, but it will go off the bottom corner. Shot on from Zeph, but that goes high. They may have been looking for a double tap, but it's denied by Kizzy. Shot forward from Ipa. They try to continue with it. They'll try the dunk, but it does not go their way. Back into the midfield. Nice bump, but it will be Kizzy, the third man in position this time around. As the ball's kept forward, Ipa denied. Zeph in a perfect spot. Can they get a shot on goal? No, they cannot. It goes just wide and goes at the bottom corner. That's going to kill the attack for the Warlocks, and we've reached the final 10 seconds. It has to be a play from one of these teams. Ipa seems to be the one to do it. They try the bump, but it does not work. Alexi with the save, but Leto with the shot. It's a 3-2 lead for Knull.
Ipa, what did you just do? A kind of a flip reset dunk into the crossbar, into a teammate, into the goal. And we spoke about the Ipa goal last game, just being insane mechanics, and he's pulled it out again. He's given Knull this third goal, and Warlocks only have 1 second, and the ball's just going to drop, and the game's going to go to Knull. What a great performance from them, but again, what a great performance from Warlocks. It definitely was kind of both sides stepping up to the plate this game. And both of them played really, really well.
These teams have been about as even as it gets. One team takes the first game, the next team, well, takes the opposing one in a more convincing fashion. That, of course, was Knull and Warlocks in said order. But I feel like Knull, this time around, they had their struggles, but they showed up when they needed to. And, well, it was the final 2 seconds. Outstanding from this Knull side. Leto with 2 goals, 2 extremely skillful ones at that, and Kizzy, they were there to help out. Ipa was there to assist with 2 assists of their own, and again, more defensive stands from the Knull side. 5 saves in this one on 8 shots, and you could see 2 of those shots that were not saved went in for the Warlocks, but unfortunately for them, it just was not enough.
Yeah, it's kind of the story of Warlocks at the moment. It's just not enough what they're doing, and I definitely think they really need to get a little bit more physical. There were kind of a few demos, a few bumps from them, but there just wasn't then anyone in the midfield to really capitalize on it, and that's something they really need to work on, just getting someone in the mid, getting someone to bump and just scoring the open net, but it's not really working at the moment. They definitely need to switch something up, and it looks like they're going to, as almost a goal comes in from Warlocks again right off the bat.
They try to start things up early, but it unfortunately does not go their way. George with a touch. Zeph has to reposition. Nobody's back, but it will have to be Alexi coming back. They do just that, and they hit it to the side, dealing with this attack very well. Double demo from Kizzy. That will deny the entirety of the offense for this Warlocks side. But they're right back in it. 3 seconds gone, as is this power play, one could say, for the Knull side. Alexi with a flip reset in towards the middle, or play off the ceiling at least. But again, just defensive stands from Knull. They keep it at a 0-0 game, and in a series where they're up 2-1, this is their match point game, one where they would come out on top.
Oh, that one almost finding the back of the net, but it's going to get cleared. 2 players kind of pre-jumping from Knull, but Leto going to take his time. He's going to get challenged early. George can't find the touch. Leto going to scoop that away, and this one will get cleared away quite easily. Very, very back and forth, and it always has been in these games, but it looks like Warlocks with a free shot, it's going to go into the crossbar, and that definitely could have been the first goal for Warlocks, but the defense from Knull really is kind of up to scratch. They're scooping everything out the way, and Warlocks can't really find anything at the moment, despite how close that was.
Yeah, they've had so many shots on goal. I'm looking at my scoreboard, 4 shots in the first minute and 40 seconds, but none of them have gone through. Decent saves and decent defensive stands from this Knull back end, and they need to continue with it, and oh no. Zeph with a mistouch, Alexi with a misplay. George almost gets demoed, but they avoid it just barely. That kept the Warlocks team at a dead even scoreline. The 50 in the middle as Kizzy keeps it away. Another bump in the midfield, and physical play so far has kept both teams alive and both teams dead even at 0 apiece. But Zeph is going to look for a flip reset. They get it, but they do not get it on goal, and that may be their demise as they're now out of position and in a bad one at that. Again, back and forth, but more saves on this Knull defense keeps it at 0-0 as we approach halftime. But Ipa, no, they don't go for the shot. They delay instead, and it works for them. A goal comes through and a demo to cap it all off. Halftime has been reached, and it's an opening goal for Knull as they take that 1-0 lead.
That's just the perfect situation for Ipa there, kind of 2v1, Kizzy just dropping the ball right over to him, you know, the mechanical man, you just do your thing, and it finds the back of the net. And the Knull defense is definitely something to kind of shout about. They've been under pressure all game, and it just hasn't cracked at all. It hasn't even shown, you know, a chance that it's going to crack, but it might do here as Alexi almost finding it around the post again.
Oh no.
It's going to get cleared away in the pinch. Going on target,
Oh
George
no.
can't get back for it, and it's going to be the second goal for Knull.
IPA gets credit for it, but no. No. Sick pinch. Great job. But unfortunately, Alexi, that is the wrong net, my friend. That is a killer and a half. Oh my goodness. I have my head in my hands, and I feel like Alexi would too if he wasn't still playing. That is so unfortunate. And with a 2-0 game, no team has lost the first goal and then come back to win. As of right now, that's how it stands. Unless the previous game had just that happen, but it feels like they won't be able to come back as IPA puts another one in. It's a hat-trick on the board for them. And a 3-0 lead with a minute 50. I'm an optimist, but with the way the Warlocks have been playing this game, I just don't think they're going to be able to bring this back.
It really, really doesn't look like it at all. And Knull putting another one on the board, just kind of padding the stats. There is 2 minutes. It is possible. And what really has happened on the kickoff? Zeph going to find a goal for free. And maybe this is the start of the comeback. I'm not really sure what happened. There's maybe a little bit of a controller disconnect. Player getting faked out there, but a free goal given away for Warlocks, and this could start them going. This could kind of set them off and kind of put them on a scoring spree and get this comeback.
I'm just going to go run my questionmark.exe program really quick. Nice save by Alexi, by the way. It wasn't going to go in, but still looked fun. Alexi continuing with it. They will have the ball forward, but no, they get bumped out of the way. It could have been a double tap, but it is denied by the physical play, and that's what may keep this Knull side on the front foot. Leto's in position. They'll go up. They'll send it off the corner, try to continue with it, but it goes away from their car. The shot on. Oh my goodness, not another own goal. Zeph will send it in off the boot of their car, and this is a killer. That may be the dagger that puts the nail on the coffin, and I don't care how many analogies I can bring out here. That feels so bad. I'm just defeated, just for the Warlocks. I have to say, this is unfortunate for them. George is going to keep things away with the Zeph's help. Kizzy's going to go up, though. They're going to look for a flip reset. They get the flip, but they don't get the reset as the ball is taken away from them. IPA with a nice read. They keep this at a 3-goal lead. Alexi goes up, but they go up too high, and here, I think this is over. It's a minute left on the clock, and the last time I said it was over, they, of course, scored, but this time I don't think it's going to happen.
Definitely looks like it. Another one almost finding the back of the net there, but again, just too high, and a shot coming in. It's going to get cleared away again, and everything Warlocks is throwing on the net just isn't finding the back of the net. The defense from Knull is kind of up to scratch. It's clearing everything away. The only goal they've really found was from the kickoff, and it really does look like a Knull game, this game number 4.
Yeah, and that would make the series a 3-1 finish. Leto looking for a sick pre-jump, but it will not come through. Alexi's up, and they will continue with the ball as the second touch will go towards the middle, but it will go in as well. Oh my goodness, I thought that was going wide. George comes from downtown and seemingly out of the middle of nowhere. He came from America to hit that shot.
Well, the first one, kind of the first deserved one going in for Warlocks. Only 20 seconds left. They're going to need a miracle, and they're definitely going to need to pull some goals out of the bag here to bring this game back. But it looks like the clock is just going to kind of dwindle away, and it looks like Knull will be taking the 3-1 for the Premier tier. And yeah, wonderful performance from them today.
Outstanding as they finish things in a 3-1 fashion. Knull take the completion on the front foot, and I gotta say wow, that's astounding from them. IPA had a hat-trick in that one, by the way. I know I mentioned it earlier, but I figured I'd highlight it yet again. And just to highlight what you can see on your screen, the shots and saves were 2 for IPA, 1 for Kizzy, and 2 for Leto between both sets of stats. So that's consistency right there. And earlier I was talking about consistency. That's exactly what we needed to see from Knull, and that's exactly what we got as they finish things with a 3-1 advantage and move themselves up that score sheet just a little bit as they now surpass the Warlocks.
Absolutely. They also surpass, most of the teams, putting themselves in kind of 3rd place now, overtaking Overburn, who's also played their kind of 4 games this week. And yeah, insane performance from them. They played really well, and I do believe we have an interviewee in the call time.
Indeed we do. Kizzy, You can let yourself be known. Hello there. Congratulations on your win.
Yo, what's up? What's up, dude?
That was
Um,
wow. Nice job. I honestly have no idea what to say, which is probably not good as I'm supposed to be interviewing you, but uh, that was an astounding performance. You guys just came back from what seemed to be the brink of defeat early on and well, had two commanding victories to close things out.
yeah. I thought we were gonna lose. Like, basically, after game one, I was like, oh shit. Okay, so this isn't very going very well. And Aper just fucking peaked. Like, he just did everything. It was. He just said, I'm just gonna win everything, and I was like, okay, yeah, you do your thing, and I'll just, yeah, it's pretty good though. Good
That
win.
was wow. I was talking about a couple unfortunate uh, circumstances for the Warlocks. The two own goals. What were your team comms after those went in? I'm
It was
assuming
like-
you guys were happy, but at the same time you were like, that's gotta hurt them.
Yeah, it was like, I was quite confused really with what they were doing, but I don't know what it was, if it was pressure of stream or something, but it was. It's quite funny to watch, honestly. Like, I was just because none of the goals were really mine. It was just all Apo and Lado, so I was just kind of watching from behind as just stuff came in. Really, I remember that one where it was like it somehow got to the backboard. I just jumped up for it and it just got it in. That was cool.
Yeah, that is all I got for you. Boopy, do you have anything for our Victor here before we send him on his way?
I absolutely do. I love the words you're using. Pretty good series, quite cool goal, lovely stuff. Yeah, really good showing, especially from Iper. He really pulled some mechanics out the bag this series. But kind of league table wise, you did find yourself ninth out of 10 out of 9 out of 10. You now move up to kind of third place. How
Oh
are you
jeez,
feeling about moving that far up the table?
I'm very happy after the 0-4 to to Oreos. Yeah,
Yeah.
glad. I mean,
Well,
I knew I could do better, right? But like, as a
mm,
team, I think we just weren't doing very well as a team in the first few weeks. But now we're getting better, I guess.
yeah. That definitely happens, and with having one kind of game a week, if you have that 1 week of bad performance, it really does show in the standings. But speaking of Warriors, you have knocked them down out of third, so you will be overtaking them, which is good to know. But I think that is all we really have time for
Yeah,
now.
I'm
So
really scared for next week. I've got vibing, dude. We're gonna get smacked. I can't lie.
Who do
Yeah,
you guys play next week? I don't have the schedule in front of me.
it's vibing. So
Ooh.
Spectre, Ming. Wait, is it Spectre Mingo Crispy? Yeah, I think it is.
yeah, Mingo,
That's
That
scary. That's scary.
oh no.
terrifying
And then
team.
the next week after that, we got Hylia as well. So like, what?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have fun with that one. I feel like you guys are going to show a strong showing, just like you did today. But if you can build up off of today's win next week, of course, I feel like you guys could muster a 2-2. I think it could be better, but you're playing a strong team. So we'll have to see how that goes. Of course, that is next week. Kizzy, thank you very much for joining us as well. You guys come out of this one 3-1 and move yourself up into the podium places. Congratulations on your win.
Thank you, and thanks for the games.
It's all good.
Well, that was a shocker and a half, I do have to say so from me. The Knull just showed up as
Yeah.
Warlocks had their issues. And
Mm.
I don't want to harp on things, but two own goals. It's not going to help you come back in a series where you're down 2-1 and you want to tie things up to give yourself a good shot.
Not at all, not ideal. And those own goals, you have to think about the mentality when you really want that last game, and the balls just keep hitting you and going in unfortunate kind of fashions. It really can't be good to kind of you know reset the mentality, stay strong, and keep going. But yeah, very unfortunate today for Warlocks.
Yep. In the 4-game series, we did have a clear winner, a 3-1 finish for Knull over Warlocks. That's it for the Premier Series. We'll be back in just a little bit with the Journeyman up against Toxin in the Minor Series in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.